Hello. Thank you so much for coming to my channel once again. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important challenges that, in my opinion, mothers who are exclusively breastfeeding face. That is crying. So I want to talk about why babies cry. I'm talking about this because most times when I interact with mothers, especially the new ones who want to stop exclusive breastfeeding or who want to begin to supplement breastfeeding with formula, that is, they want to start mixed feeding, they complain that it is because their babies cry a lot. And because their babies cry so much, they feel that the breast milk is not enough for the baby. The baby is crying because that baby is hungry. And in fact, even in literature, one of the reasons many mothers stop exclusive breastfeeding is because of the perception that the baby is not getting enough food. And you know that as a mother, you love your baby so much, you want to do the best for your baby. So if you think that your baby is hungry, is not getting enough food, of course, naturally, you want to give the baby some other food in addition because you want your baby to grow well, you don't want your baby to starve. But you see, in all this, remember that the best food for your baby is breast milk. Your breast milk is just made in a way that is good enough for your baby. Another thing that you should realize or you should know is that almost every mother can do exclusive breastfeeding. And it is not true that anytime your baby cries is because your baby is hungry. That is not true. Babies cry for so many reasons because initially that is the only way they can talk. They cannot speak to you. They cannot say anything that they want to say. And so whatever they want to say, they will cry. If your baby is wearing a dress or a short or something or a socks that is scratching their skin, they will cry. If your baby is too wet, they will cry. If your baby is too cold, they will cry. If your baby is tired of all the noise, they will cry. If you have carried your baby for too long and the baby is tired of being carried, wants to be left alone, that baby will cry. If the place is too quiet and baby is wondering, where is my mommy? That baby will cry. If your baby has some discomfort in the tummy, wants to go to toilet, wants to pass poo, the baby will cry, you see. So there are many reasons why babies cry. In fact, the room is even too bright for the baby. They want it to be a bit dark. They are going to cry. So you see, there are many reasons why babies cry. So I do not want you to think that because your baby is crying, it means that your baby is hungry. Or because your baby is crying, it means that you don't have enough breast milk. So now, how do you know whether you have enough breast milk or not? Some mothers tell me that when they squeeze the breast milk and nothing comes out, it means that they don't have enough breast milk. Again, that is not true. Even though it sounds reasonable to squeeze the breast and see whether milk comes out, but it is not true at all. What happens when a baby is sucking on the breast is different from what happens when you press your breast, especially when you are tired or stressed. It's totally different. When a baby sucks on the breast, then milk comes down into the baby's mouth. So you need somebody to be sucking on your breast or a baby to be sucking on your breast so that the breast milk can come down. Sometimes you are so tired and you just give it a squeeze and nothing comes out and you say there isn't enough milk. But in fact, to express milk, if you were to continue squeezing and you relax about it, you'll find that in no time the milk begins to come down. So don't just squeeze once and say that you squeezed and there's nothing in your breast and so it means that your baby is not getting enough breast milk. So then how can you tell whether your baby is getting enough breast milk or not? You can tell by whether the baby is growing well or not, the weight change in the baby. That is the best way to tell. But you know, of course, we don't weigh our babies every day. Sometimes you go after the 2 weeks, it will be there on the 6th week that you will go and so on and so forth. We don't weigh our babies every day. So what you can do, you can see whether your baby wets the diaper or the napkin well. If your baby is able to wet the diaper well soaked about 4 times in a 24-hour period, that is fine. If your baby goes to toilet also about 4 times or a bit more, but at least 4 times, that is also fine. That means that your baby is getting enough. You see, because if your baby doesn't breastfeed, your baby cannot wean you. So let me just say that babies cry for many reasons. One important reason why babies cry is also colic. And I've done a video on colic, so I'll put the link in the comment section for you. It's also colic. So crying does not necessarily mean that the breast milk is not enough for your baby. Neither is squeezing your breast and nothing coming out, meaning that there isn't enough breast milk for your baby. What you can use to tell is the number of times the baby wets the nappy or wee wees, and the number of poos, and how well the baby is growing. And of course, if the baby is able to sleep at a stretch for at least 1 4 hour period in the day, so at least once during the day, the baby will sleep about 3 to 4 hours, you know that your baby is full. Or sometimes when they breastfeed, you can see this look of happiness or joy or satisfaction on their faces. That's also another indicator that your baby is getting enough breast milk. I hope I have explained this well. There are sure to be some questions. So if you have a question, I love it when you have questions. Just put them in the comment section and I will address them. Thank you so much. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you. Bye.